My name is Margaret Muchoki. I'm a young women human rights defender. I run an organization that's called Ladies in Leadership Association, and it's majorly focused on campus young women and high school teenagers.
What are some of those voices from campus girls that you feel that are not heard out there?
One of the challenges that we have with campus young women is that they have very limited opportunities for leadership just because that they are young women. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to mentor young women, to empower them and to give them the boldness to go ahead and vie for those leadership positions at the university. And also we start it at high school so that by the time they're coming to university, they know that I am a strong man. Just because I am a woman, it does not deny me to have an opportunity of leadership. Yeah, and I am responsible for my community. So I begin to lead as an individual, I lead other people. So that's what we do. And mostly there's also a challenge of sexual gender-based violence for young women in universities by lecturers, by staff workers at universities, and by fellow students at the universities.
What gives you hope that now campus girls are going to get in those parliamentary seats or even government seats?
I have that hope because, first of all, I myself I have been a student leader. I have fought to be a student leader again. I have taken my institution to court, Daystar University, for denying me that opportunity. So I have given other young women a voice. I have showed them that even if the system is trying to work against you, challenge the system. So if they see me and they feel like Meg has challenged the system, we are going to challenge the system. If Meg can do this, I can do this. And that's why we're having those mentorship programs where they're mentored by politicians, by leaders, by people who've gone ahead of them, by people like the Wild Family, so that even if they want to give up, they have no option for giving up because we have a community of women human rights defenders who are behind them, supporting them, pushing them so that they can become everything that they can be, just like men can be.
You've talked about the system. You said fight against the system,
Yeah.
fight against the
Yeah.
system. What is the system doing that is challenging the women?
What the system is doing that is challenging women, like currently, the government is trying to take public participation on the two-third gender rule, something that should have happened several years back, even in the Jubilee regime, but it's still happening now because they don't want to allow women to be in parliament representing, yet we're the majority population. You understand? That is the system. The system is part of the government. The system is these institutions who don't want female student leaders to be leading because they know that they will challenge the system. The system is everyone who is in an organization in a higher place who is trying to make sure that young women and women in general do not get their place of representation because they have some sort of power. That is what we're trying to fight and challenge.
You've talked about now the voting. I'll say that women are the most. You know, they are also the majority when it comes to voting.
Yeah.
But the women don't vote for their own women. Do you think that now public participation is something that is going to change? And is it necessary?
It is not that women don't vote for fellow women. I've told you that there is a system. There's a system that makes sure that a woman, even at the nomination level, is kicked out of the political party because they know that this woman can win. At the nomination level, they make sure they take her out because she will challenge the system in parliament. I want to tell you that we have 7 female governors. They have not been nominated. They are doing well. Some of them are in their second term. Why is it? Because they have gotten to the ballot. It's a challenge. You have to be brave enough. You have to have a support system. That's why we want, let that two-third gender rule be there. So even at the party level, they will implement it. They will not kick women out of the nomination list. So there will be two-third gender rule if that law is followed. And now we can challenge it in court and say, no, this party has no two-third gender rule representation at nomination level. So the fellow women can vote because women get discouraged. And the system uses narratives against women so that they can discourage women from supporting each other. But the more we persist, the more we continue. It's not a fight that we can fight in a day. That is why it's a gradual process and we will get there slowly by slowly.
So what are you calling for on these days of 16 days of activism? What are you calling for?
We are calling for, the theme of this year is unite and fund, invest in prevention. Most of the time, we don't invest in preventing gender-based violence. We want to come and deal with victims of gender-based violence. We have ways we can educate the people about gender-based violence. We can create awareness. And how can we do that? We cannot do that without resources. This event, it needs people, it needs food, it needs MCs, it needs people like People need to invest and put their monies. The donors need to stop speaking. The donors need to stop doing meetings in big hotels. They need to come to the grassroots, like what we're doing here at the grassroots, because this is what we call investing. We're investing in the community. We are empowering with the little we have. So let the government support, let the donors support, let individuals come and sacrifice, let them put money, because you cannot invest without putting money. Put your time, put your resources, put your wealth, because some people are experts, but unless they're paid, they will not come to empower the community. Let them also come and pour that, let them invest that knowledge that they have in the community, so that people can have prevention before we get GBV happening in the community.